All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Sister Deborah. PITW. With Ahaya, which is peace in the wilderness. With I am that I am. I like that. I like that. That's neat. I love that, matter of fact. I like that whole thing. I love it. Uh, Sister Deborah is coming, and oh, no, this is not it. I'm coming to talk, okay? And there's a lot of things I'm going to talk about and going to cover today. But I want to kind of still piggyback on that feminine and that masculine because the Father has revealed many, many things to me. Then I had someone to come in today and say to me, what's this thing about the forefathers? Why is it he always saying the forefathers? See, and I said to the young man, I said, it is not something he's been saying today. The Most High been saying it for quite a while. He's been talking to the masculine individuals for quite some time. But they just still, year 2024, don't get it. But don't think that the heavens didn't know they wouldn't. He knew that they wouldn't, even to this very day, to the end. You see? So, as I understand it now from Genesis, the feminine part and the masculine, the Most High Yah has revealed to me something even greater. He began to tell me who the Holy Spirit is. What is the Holy Spirit? I thought it was your spirit. It is. It's the same spirit that was present to create you all in my image. Whether you are my image of a spirit in feminine or my image of a spirit in masculine. What's the problem with that? Let me tell you. The image he gave you was to give you your own spirit that's like unto him. But with that spirit, he gave you whether you are a male or a female. So your spirit has a feminine or your spirit has a masculine. You see? You see what I'm saying? So when you come down here as a daughter or you come down as a son, that's what you are in the flesh. But in the spirit, he matched the son with masculine image of who he is. And he mastered the daughters with feminine spirit as they are female. But he took me a little higher. And that was to let me know that when the Holy Spirit up, it's coming with the both. The Holy Spirit cannot enter into you as just a spirit because Yah is not just a spirit. He is a spirit that holds a feminine part and a masculine part that makes him who he is, the I am. Only the I am can do that. You see? So he said, now when the spirit enter in, your spirit that has an image that I've given it as a female, a feminine spirit entity, guess what, Deborah? When the Ruach, the Holy Spirit coming in, it's coming with the both. That's why that's why he said, I made them both. That's why the power pull up. Remember Yeshua say, and you shall receive after the Holy Spirit come on you, power. Why? because Yah is all wisdom. We know wisdom is a feminine part of who he is. Yah is all knowledge. Yah is all understanding. And he always telling me, behind wisdom come running knowledge and understanding. Oh, well, wait a minute. But that's the feminine part. I know what I call mine, because I'm both. So when you have the Holy Spirit, now you have an extra part. If you are a spirit, if you are you have your spirit and you have the feminine part of who Yah is, image is in you. Or if you are a male, you have the masculine part of Yah, image. It's just his image in you. It's not Yah, it's his image. But when the Holy Spirit comes, it coming to give you Yah himself, both masculine and feminine spirit of who he is. He comes to reside in you. That's why they are able to stand. And you wonder, how could you have stood? And even with me, I'm always like that, trying to figure out, how do I get the sense? How do I stand firm? How do I stand bold? See, because now with the Ruach, you gain the feminine and the masculine part of who he is. But what he created you with was an image to who he is. It ain't like you are him, because he is his own self. He just gave you the image of who he is. But when that Holy Spirit pull up, total different story. Total different story. And I used to speak about wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. How did I do it? I said, people run around here teaching y'all wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the flesh. Because I wanted you all to be able to separate that wisdom, that knowledge, and that understanding into a realm of flesh, because 99.9 is teaching that, preaching that, living that, walking that, talking that. I wanted you to understand on the other end where the Holy Spirit is leading. It comes with the wisdom of the Spirit, the knowledge of the Spirit, and the understanding of who Yah is. Totally separate. Guess what? Have nothing in common. Nothing at all. So I think about Yeshua coming, and he said not a word. Seems like that should have been in his talk. That should have been in his walk, to inform them of this Holy Spirit that's coming. It is consisted of this. But the Father told me no. He had a mission for that I called him to. And it was sealed to say not a word. It's a lot Yeshua could have said, but Yah has sealed him to only say and do, walk and talk and do what you are assigned from the kingdom. No more and no less. Okay? And one part was said not a word. Yeshua said not a word on a lot of things. A lot of things. Because even me, myself, in the year of 2024 in November, I'm sitting back thinking, well, why didn't he tell somebody? Why didn't somebody say something? Why didn't they tell us? How was we to know? You see what I'm saying? That was always me. And I believe this is the reason why he spent time that he don't even have to. But because of who he is, all by himself, he take out that time and spend with me to answer all these questions. And honestly, y'all, I've been asking a lot of questions that I have been very patient. Most High revealing and speaking to me regarding. And as this time go on, like I told y'all, he moved me to another level. I look back at all the little things I used to ask him. And it's like he's just laying it out. So he had to tell me that the Ruach HaKodesh is his spirit. It is his spirit. That's who he is. That's his image, is a spirit. And that image holds the spirit of a feminine and a masculine. And he said, you all don't even know what you're getting when you get me. You see that? We ain't got sense enough to understand that we are a feminine image or a masculine image of his spirit. We don't even have the sense to even know that. So here he come pulling up, telling me, okay, the Ruach come bring the both. But what if I already got the image of a feminine? But now you got me, my spirit, which is both. You can't lose, Deborah. You can only win. He began to tell me about the Proverbs 31. This a lie, this a lie, this a lie, this a lie. Always knew that. Always knew that because none of it made any sense. They lowercase the king. And I'm like, why did they lowercase him and not uppercase him? So if they want to say that it was Solomon's son, or if they want to say that it's Solomon, pull up that king, supposed to be capitalized. But the king was lowercase because the king really never exists. So therefore, the mother that was speaking to the son was said to be Bathsheba. That was her son. How could it be Bathsheba, son, and her son was Solomon? It's lies, like I told y'all, spread all over the place. But the only way you can get it is through the Ruach. I have spoken to you all several times about the Proverbs 31 is not us as women. Praise the mighty Yah. That was the truth. We were in his image as a feminine entity. The only way you can get to anything, to the beginning and the end of what a Proverbs 31 is, you got to have the Holy Spirit. And even with the Holy Spirit, you subject to not even fulfill the Proverbs 31 because it was showing you the makeup of Yah for a woman. Showing us the make of a woman in his image and his feminine purpose. You see? Even in it, it showed you she ran it. Woo-wee! He was showing us that his whole intention for a feminine entity, image of him in us as women, we were supposed to have that same control that the Proverbs 31 woman had. Why? When he put that image in us, he gave us his feminine part and he gave man his masculine part. You see? And with it, one wasn't controlling over the other one controlling over the other. Why? In Genesis, it says, I give you them to have dominion. So that's why when you get to Proverbs 31, you see this woman, she's acting like, no, I ain't gonna say that. Let me stop. She ain't acting like no man. She ain't ruling like no man. She ruling in the order in which y'all really created each and every last one of us women to be in. We just lost it in Genesis because we were robbed of our feminine spirit that Yah created us in to have dominion. And then you go back to Proverbs 31, he's showing us women. That's the way he created you from the kingdom. I know you ain't that. Because, if y'all only knew how many times I didn't say it to the Father, look, I can pull up on the 31, Proverbs 31, and most likely out of all the women in the world, I run closer. I know that without a doubt. But I say I'm not her because I'm still short 2 or 3. And it didn't make any sense. So I did not claim something because I didn't fit it from beginning to end. You can't go into Proverbs 31 and let these men tell you, you got to be a Proverbs 31. You need to be a Proverbs 31 because that's what most of you men are turning into. You see? So therefore, you can't turn around and tell us that we're supposed to be something that you ain't even entitled to. The Most High left that token somewhat for us in the way that we might find our way a little bit. We never did. Proverbs 31 was the idea from the kingdom of how I created a woman with my feminine image. She's supposed to have dominion with him. That's what a Proverbs 31. Because you go to Proverbs 31, this woman is acting like as the world say tonight, rule it and run it. But Yah said that's where I placed her. She just lost her identity. No, he didn't say we didn't lose it. He said it was stolen from us. So we never knew our place. We never did get to understand this in the Proverbs 31 was to let us look into it and see when this is how he created us from the heaven to have this type of dominion. That's what I'm trying to say to you all. Even though we never reached it. We never did, y'all. Not one. Not one. Because our identity as a feminine part of the image of Yah was stripped from us. And he's letting you know, I never intend for your feminine part to be stripped from you to make you lesser. You're supposed to be even all the time. Ain't that deep? Yah had created us even all the time. He gave the things in which he wanted for man, and he gave the things in which he wanted for woman. And he sealed it. And just because we were robbed, just like of our identity today. We looking so cockeyed, it's crazy. We so cockeyed, we can't even see straight. Because we can't even see that our identity been stolen. We still 90%, I say 92% of Israel and Judah still don't know who they are. Tell me, ain't that crazy? 400 years, you still ain't been educated in spirit and in truth or in nothing. Nor did they teach you in these melanated church, these church where these pastors, you bishop. So they were so busy turning out little boys and doing all kind of things that's now coming to the light. This is the reason why women, you couldn't realize you didn't have your identity to walk into. Because the men had stripped you from your identity. So when you see Proverbs 31, that's why it's lies in the beginning. Let's go there. Proverbs 31. In Proverbs, and anybody running around here using Proverbs 31 as something they can put on their backpack or put in their system to be, they sit, y'all. Proverbs 31. The words of King Lemuel. King Lemuel. Look at the word king. The king is lowercase. Guess what? There's no such thing as a King Lemuel. It was placed there. Well, the Father didn't tell me what part should have been there. But as I did the search, they began to say that the mother that taught him was Bathsheba. How can the mother be Bathsheba when Bathsheba was Solomon's mother? And Solomon's mother wasn't telling his tale nothing. Because if she did, she had to tell him what went wrong during the time she had her husband and her dad. So she can't teach her son to do anything. So listen to this. The words of a king, Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. Do your search. You won't find him having a mother. You won't find out even that this man even exists. So this is what the Father was showing me. Something was there. Maybe you all have some sort of idea. What was in the place of that? That could have possibly been in the place of that. I'm going to seek Yah for that. What could have been in that place that drew this into a level of where ignorant women takes this and make it about them when it's showing you this is what Yah created you to be, but you would never reach it because your identity was stolen from the beginning. So here it talks about the word of the king Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. Now, wait a minute. A prophecy that his mother taught him. Some people want to say it's Solomon. But then it messes it up when it says that the mother that was had taught him, that was Bathsheba. She the last one that needs to be teaching them anything. Ooh-wee. So if you want to say that King Lemuel is Solomon and not Solomon's son, when you do the search, they turn around and try to get you to think that, oh, he's Solomon's son. But nobody understands where he come from. And he cannot be Solomon's son. Because it says that his mother is Bathsheba, and Bathsheba was not his son. Solomon was his son. It's all, y'all do your search. Take out time tonight and do your search, and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. It's messed up. So then in me talking to you all, I'm saying like, okay, Father, if they place that there, what did they take away, smear up, turn up down, and turn down up to overshadow that? Now, I want to know. I want y'all to let me know. Because as I read it, it says in verse 2, what son, what, my son? And it's like asking question. What, my son? What do you mean what? Watch this here. And what? The son of my womb? And what? The son of my vows? Watch this here. Give not thy strength unto women. Now we know Solomon gave his strength to women. We do know that. We know that without a doubt. But this here is not Solomon. This is Lemuel, in which they said is they can't understand who he is because he never exists. So they can't even tell you they never had a king by this name, y'all. That's what's so eye-opener. It's no such thing. You can't search his lineage nor his mother. Now you can go back to Bathsheba, and when you say give not thy strength unto the women, nor the ways to that which destroy kings. Only one could be saying that and teaching that to a king will be Yah himself, not a woman. You get it? Not a woman. And they definitely not Bathsheba. Bathsheba was not his mother. She was Solomon's mother. Some want to say, well, okay, when that's Solomon, no, that ain't Solomon. That's not how Solomon run. That's not how it's set up for Solomon. Then I want you all right now, if any one of you all can look up virtuous in Hebrew. Look up that in Hebrew. Virtuous. I had all that stuff wrote down. And I know I've been doing so many things today. And I didn't. Virtuous. Anybody, if you can, in the live. Let's look up virtuous. And you will find out what that means. Okay. I had it all wrote down. Virtuous in Hebrew. Anybody pulled it up yet? When I have something here. I hope, now look at it. Virtual. Main thing I see in it is strength, power, might, virtue, wealth. Listen to that. Virtual means wealth, might, power, strength. And what does it say here? Give not thy strength unto women. Women as to more than one woman. Strength. That's right. Don't give it to women. So how could Bathsheba be telling Solomon or telling this king that does not exist? How could she be the mother that's telling this? No. This is the feminine part of Yah speaking both roles. As the masculine to the feminine part of Yah is speaking to the masculine part. Because only he himself could uphold this. Only Yah himself. And it says, give not strength unto woman, nor thy way to that which destroy kings. Because that strength, like you said, it consists of the might, the power, the wealth, and it can, nor thy ways, nor his ways to that which destroy kings. Now it's telling you don't give your strength to women, nor thy ways to that which destroy kings. Then it begins to say it is not for king. Oh, what is it? How do you pronounce his name? Lemuel. Oh, Lemuel. It is not for kings. It is not for kings to drink wine. So we know he ain't talking about real kings on the earth, because that's all they do. You see? It's telling them it's not good that they drink wine, nor princes strong drinks. You see that? So it's like a feminine part speaking to the masculine part. Now watch this here. And then it began to say, lest thou drink and forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. As if when you drink wine or you drink strong drinks, it's going to cause you to forget the law, pervert judgment, and any other afflicted. So it's like the masculine part. It's like the feminine part schooling the masculine. That's what that is. Because you would think in the reality of life, it would be the masculine teaching this to his son. Woo! Deborah, you better get on out of here. Don't they tell you can't no woman raise no son? Can't no woman raise no man? What's going on here? We lost our identity, y'all. You see what I'm saying? What's going on here in Proverbs 31? Seems like a feminine part is giving giving powerful power to the masculine part. Y'all don't see that? That is exactly what's taking place. So when you hear verse 5, it tells, lest thou drink and forget the pervert judgment of any of the afflicted. Verse 6, give strong drinks unto him that is ready to perish. You see that? It's almost telling him that the one that is the one in which the feminine part is talking to is someone that's supposed to be holy, perfect, being a. Y'all don't get it. Before it began to tell you all the things that the feminine part was saying, how did it get to the feminine part when it was supposed to have been for the masculine part? It don't make sense. It's talking to the king, but then it starts to tell, as you go on, it starts to tell you what all the feminine part is capable of doing. Well, how do we get to the feminine part when you're supposed to be talking to the masculine? Y'all, Proverbs 31, don't get lost in it. It's showing you spirit and truth. It's giving you spiritual food. It's not giving you a way that you're supposed to walk upright and be this and be this. Your identity been stolen from you. Okay, let me give you an example. Look at us in captivity on the four corners. How can we really be where we need to be while we're in captivities? We got the yoke around our neck. This is all y'all doing. So do you think he expect us to be A1 or A+? No. We in the position that he put us in because of we put ourselves, let's say that. You see? But this is his curse. So in Proverbs 31, it pulls up talking about a feminine individual speaking to the masculine. And it's speaking of a mother to a son. But how did it get to be about the feminine part? You see? Because as you continue to read Proverbs 31, it's schooling the feminine part. What she is capable of doing. How she works, how she take her home. How her husband is satisfied. How her husband is pleased with her. What did you mean? Who is the husband? That's the masculine part. This is y'all. Showing us women the way he really created us in Genesis as them, not just him. That's why she was doing the work inside her house and outside her house. That's why she had business. That's why her husband trusted her. Because he's speaking of the woman from creation. The one that he said, let me create man. And Yah created him and her, male and female. That's what the Proverbs 31 is speaking of. It's speaking so well of it that it's doing what? It's speaking of the masculine individual in a way that you should be doing this, you shouldn't be doing this, and don't be doing this. And as the masculine is being satisfied with the feminine part, he don't care about her doing business. He don't care about her running the house or her running stuff. He don't care about that. Why? Because we are one in this. Genesis 1 said, let he and her, them have dominion. Proverbs 31 is pulling up to show us females that you lost your identity and you don't give a rat's behind about it. And then you wander around here and you hear people saying Proverbs 31, sit your tails down. You cannot even apply that to us, y'all, because we lost our identity. Now, watch this here. In Proverbs 31, and you see everything the feminine part, which is a mother, is telling to her masculine son. Okay? And then he said it tells him that he's not supposed to be drinking because it's going to make him stupid. And then it tells him don't be drinking even wine. No matter how your position become, your high level position, don't do none of this. So what? You want to be a king? Well, you shouldn't be doing it. Is it what the men do today? The total opposite of what this is saying. The total opposite. She's schooling her son. Why is the female, the feminine part, schooling the masculine? Anybody in the live chat? Do you have any idea why is the feminine part, which is mother, schooling the masculine about being a king, being someone important? Shouldn't a man be doing that? Then they said a man raises a man, a woman can't raise a man. A woman can't teach a man. Well, what is going on here, y'all? Nobody have the answer, do you? You have not even no idea that it's actually showing you what it should have been in Genesis chapter 1 when he created them to have dominion. As you continue, it says in verse 7, let him drink and forget his poverty and remember his misery no more. That's the feminine part telling the masculine what you're not supposed to be doing. Something wrong there, ain't it? When do you see that on the earth today? When have the Hebrew Israelites taught this bad boy? The only way they teach it, Proverbs 31, is to degrade women that they're not it. But they never thought that, wait a minute, when he pulled up with his image, there was two parts to it. But yet one image, feminine and masculine. And Proverbs 31 is actually showing you that that's how it was created. That the feminine part can school the masculine, and the masculine part can school the feminine. That's the only way they're going to get into one. You are oneness. That's how he came up with them and not him. That's why he said have dominion, them and not him. Because he knew he had two image in one of who he is, a spirit. And he gave one to the female and one to the male. But he never wanted them to work separate. He wanted them to work in one spirit like he is. So when his Holy Spirit come in, guess who come with him? His spirit. The two feminine part of the spirit and the masculine. So what you think he gonna do? Leave the masculine out? You think he gonna leave the feminine out? No, that's his image. See, we run around here. I got the Ruach. I got the Holy Spirit. I know I'm full of the Holy Spirit. I know you ain't got nothing because you have no idea really who he is. And Sister Deborah been teaching that for quite a long time. How about you awaken? What did I just tell you? Waking to stupidity because they still don't know what's going on. Okay, so as I was looking at this, and it's telling it, open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Woo-wee! I like that. Do you get what it said? You missed it. Went over your head. Listen to what it says. Open thy mouth for the dumb in the cause of all such as are appointed. When are they appointed? From the heaven. From the heaven to destruction. Open your mouth to them dumb ones. They already appointed to destruction. In this day and time, nobody want to say nothing to none of them. Nobody want to open their mouth toward none of them. But she's, the feminine part, is telling them, the masculine part, step up. Step up to the game. Woo-wee! You want to rule? You see how they lie? Now watch this here. Then it says in verse 9, open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and the needy. Who's talking? Let's start at the beginning. the female entity, the feminine part, because that was the mother. Look like she's talking to a king, which is her son, but he's a man. That's who's talking, y'all. One talking to the other. Now watch what it says. Open thy mouth and judge righteous and plead the cause of the poor and the needy. This is what she's saying to the masculine. That's what the masculine should have been doing it from the beginning. That's what they should have been doing from the beginning. So they run around here like they don't know what their purpose. They think their purpose is to get on all these platforms and make a fool out of y'all. And they're doing an excellent job. A wonderful job. They're not giving you no spirit and truth. They're not giving you no light. They're not giving you no truth. They're not giving you no righteousness. They're not giving you nothing. And you walking around like the Holy Spirit with nothing. Now watch this. Now, keep in mind. Let's go back. Who is this talking? To this son? A female. It says here in the beginning, the words of a King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. His mother taught him this. Why is his mother teaching him how to be aware of all these things? I thought a man's supposed to do that. Don't they tell y'all with the Hebrew Israelite? Women's supposed to be teaching the daughters? You see? Y'all, this thing is deep. And even though I know it's going over your head, I'm going to still say it. I'm going to call it what it is, Father, y'all. It's deep. Now watch this here. He said, and it said, open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and the needy. You're going to tell me, you're going to have the nerve to tell me that I don't hear y'all? I hear y'all right here. This is y'all. This is his feminine part speaking to the masculine part. That's y'all. Because the feminine part ain't got no business speaking this sort of thing to the masculine part of us, males and females in the flesh. You see? Our identity had been taken from us in the spirit image of Yah, which is a female, and it came to level us up to be even. Man took the dominion from us with the lie and won all over the world, even to today, all these thousands and thousands of years, and that's why the earth is off course, out of order. That's why. That's why. That's why everything is off order. That's why you see human beings with a dog on a leash. The dog can't bark. He got to walk side by side like they do. If he crap, they have a bag to pick up his crap and put it in there. That's out of order, y'all. A dog maneuver goes back to the earth. Things are looking for that maneuver. Things are looking for dog waste in the earth, in the ground. And we sitting here taking it and taking it and putting it in bags and taking it home. Do you ever think how this beast, as y'all call flesh eater, blood licker, do you ever think how it might be thinking of us? We all out of order. We call them left, right, and right, left. We call them dark, black. No, we call them dark, light, and light, dark. We call them evil, righteous, and righteous, evil. And we're walking around with a smile as if it's all right. But I love the fact that he had it all orchestrated from the kingdom. That's why he put two books, and books on one side, on the left is booked, and the book on the right. Before he even created anything, he knew where you were heading. So if you think you got one over him, use the fool. So then I hear it says, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is above rubies. Her price is above rubies. A virtuous. What did virtuous say? Strength? Power? You see what I'm saying? That's what a virtuous woman is. How did she gain those things? He's talking about his image feminine and the masculine and how he created it all to work as one in strength and in power, in unity and in might. And he's letting you know, listen to how he said, watch this here. Who can find a virtuous woman? You know why he said that? Because you know you can't. You're too ignorant. You're too ignorant to find a virtuous woman because you lost your identity in Genesis 1. It ain't that you lost it, it was stolen from you. Just as Israel run around here in Judah, especially Judah. Oh, they stole our identity. They took us who we are. They took our land. They took this. You ain't took, nobody took nothing. Y'all gave it to them. Because of your ugly self, you lost everything you have. You know what that has a lot to do with? The same thing you did to the women. You stole their identity. You stole their identity from what Yah created them in the beginning. We can't even blame it on the Europeans, the Romans, the heathens, the Gentiles. Yet, guess what, y'all? It's still going to pull up on us. We've been the liars, even to today. That's why they want y'all to keep quiet. That's why they don't want the women to speak. Because they had stole your identity. Let me give you a little something. Jacob. Esau was tricked by Jacob. Doing what? Stole his identity. Pretend he was Esau. Mother helped him lie. Look where Judah is at. Look where Jacob is at. And have the audacity to say to the world, they stole our, we the true Jews. They did this. You know, because they really, in their heart of heart, don't have no feelings for a creator, the Most High Yah. And that's real. Because if they did, they'll call the shot a shot. And they would not be out here lying about why they are where they at. Jacob did the same thing. He stole Esau's identity. Look where he's at now. Jacob is in captivity. Somebody done stole his. See, y'all don't know how the Father rocked this thing. You ain't getting away with nothing. So you go on and role play your life like you all that answer. You got it going on and it's going to be like this. Go on. I learned a lot today. I learned a lot yesterday. Then watch this here. In Proverbs 31, who can find a virtuous woman? For her price above rubies. Then when you find out what virtuous is, you'll understand you can't weigh a woman on that. That's why it's using rubies, because the mindset of people is you can buy a woman, you think you can buy a woman with rubies. And I like what he said. Now, who can say this? What are you hearing here? What are you hearing? Now you're hearing the masculine part of who Yah is, explaining the work of the feminine part. See, it went over your head again, didn't it? It's going over your head. That's why you know Proverbs 31 is Yah. Breaking down his feminine part of how he created woman and his masculine part and how he created man. He tell you she's worth more than rubies. Okay? Now, when you look up virtual, you'll say, well, wait a minute. A virtual woman has nothing to do with rubies. So you got to be able to go to the spirit realm of what he's saying. Okay? Now, in verse 11, the heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that she shall have no need of spoil. What is he talking? He's talking about both entities. As he's standing in the gap for the feminine part and the masculine part of who he is. He's showing you women. He's showing you men in the beginning in Genesis, when I say her and him, and I made male and female, and I made them to have dominion. That's the way it should have been. So what I'm talking about in Proverbs 31 is the way it should have been in the beginning. That's why Sister Deborah is sitting here telling y'all the feminine part is telling it to the masculine part, because it's a mother talking to a son. What's going on there? Y'all showing up and showing out, and y'all still can't see them. That's what's going on. That's how thick separating the wheat from the tare is. You get lost with the cause and without. You just stand in the way and in the gap, portraying, you know. So right here in verse 10, who can find a virtuous woman? There go the question. Only one can do that is the Father. And then he said, for her price is far above rubies. Who can put a price on a woman outside of Yah? Because he's the creator of her. Verse 11, the heart of her husband do it safely. Listen to how that said. It don't say the heart of her husband trust in her. Safely trust in her. So now he's telling you about the master trust in the feminine part, because that's the way I created it at the beginning, Deborah. And because you walking around here don't want to know, don't care to know, don't. Father, I'm so glad you separated everything from the kingdom. I am so glad. So in verse, when you hear that, he's actually said he got you. He's talking about the feminine part and how the masculine part safely in her. Why? Because if you looked at her like I created her, and it would have been them, not him, then you will see that I created her for you to be safe, to trust her. But you stole her identity in Genesis. And you let the world, the Roman Pope, and all of these others that didn't believe in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob God, you went their idol God living and wait, because it brought you pleasure to feel that you were the head. You were the leader. And Yah is sitting here saying to us today, I will bring the light out of the darkness in the end days. That's why knowledge, Deborah, knowledge must increase. And knowledge is spiritual, not the knowledge of what you're reading in your King James Bible, or what you're reading in all these lost books and found books, and what you're reading to deceive and use deception to manipulate people that you know what you're talking about and you don't know a rat's behind. Okay? So I like that, because I like how he leveled it, the heart of her husband. Do it safely, Deborah. Trust in her. So that he have no need of spoil. Y'all done pulled all up with both masculine and feminine creative position that he created all things to go in. And he's showing you how it should have been working. But we lost it, women. We didn't lose our identity. It was stolen from us. By who? The other part that y'all trusted to come into a oneness with us. And they decide to come to blame us and to take the oneness and run as the head, the leader, the ruler, and the dominion. And that's what you see the word. So then you get to verse 12. She will do him good and not evil all the days of, why ain't it said all the days of his life? Y'all don't get it, do y'all? You still don't get it. Now listen to what it says, verse 12. She will do him. Oh, what are we doing? We dealing again with the feminine part and the masculine part of Yah. And he's telling you the way I created it was that she was to do him good and do no evil all the days of her feminine part of life. That's the way Yah set it up. Well, how could she do that? If we would have kept what he created us to be. Women being the feminine part of Yah from the beginning, spirit as an image, men being the masculine part of Yah as his image, bring them together. That's why he kept saying a oneness, a oneness, a oneness. And they become one. Because Yah is one with the feminine part of who he is, and he is one with the masculine. He is one spirit that have those two identities in his spirit. And he works as one. So you see, he's giving you that same lowdown in Proverbs 31. And I always said, hey, I can show up in that, Father, but hey, I'm not a Proverbs 31 because I cannot match 3 or 4 of them. Basically, it was 3 of them because it was me all over again. But then I began to see it as not talking to me because I can't match it all. So right then I took away from it. But that was years ago. Yeah, I've been out of, more than 20 years ago. Because I couldn't see myself being that Proverbs 31. And I knew that it wasn't for a woman that's on the earth today. I knew that. I didn't know how to tackle it the way the Holy Spirit is giving it to me now. And I am so grateful that he is who he has promised he would be. And that will be your teacher of all things. So here it is. It says she would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. That's the feminine part. Doing the masculine part good all the days of her living life. That means don't care what he do, I'm going to do him good. Because that was how Yah orchestrated it, that they become one. So when you remember he said to men, he said, love thy wife as thy love thy own body. Or no, he don't say that thy love thy own body as thy love thy own body. Because he was trying to explain to men then. That's how you got to care for her. You got to give and gave her like you would do your own body. Because the way I orchestrated it in Genesis 1, you are one in this, not two. Twain, you are one in this. They'd rather be one with a man. And that's what all these camps are doing. Getting these men aside, trying to mold their head and give them strong delusion. And next thing you know, they in there messing with each other. Why? Because y'all done set up your own against the will of the Father. And he let you do it too. You want to be that stupid? Take your tail out there and hang in with all these men. Because it's bound to be a lot of things that's actually going on. I remember they were showing a picture and it just threw me off to see one of these guys run up at Dow's. They was having something outside, a big party or whatever, but it was all men. One ran up on another and kissed him straight in the mouth. And everybody was like going crazy, saying, what was that? They ran it over and over and over, saying, what? This is a party there? Blew my mind. It didn't blow my mind in that way. It blew my mind in a way that I knew it. You can't put a bunch of men together. It wasn't meant. Men running around here talking about we a king, we a leader, we together, we unity. Unify your tail somewhere and sit down. If you ain't unify yourself with the Ruach HaKodesh, you ain't got no business running up upon with these men trying to hang out and be a part of who they are. Because eventually they're going to start coming out of the closet, coming from under the bed, coming out of the cabinets. And you ain't going to know how to handle it once they put their hands on you, because that's how bad it is. Once they touch your tail. So in verse number 13, she seek wool and flax and work it willingly with her hand. Now, wait a minute. I'm going to get off of this because I'm going to tell y'all something. Right then, it just showed you a switch over. It just started now talking about the ability of the feminine as y'all created her. To be able to have these type of talents, y'all, these type of gifts. She would never, ever, ever hurt her masculine part. because she's so busy doing the part that Yah called her to. In his image, he gave her feminine spirit in her flesh. His image of the part that is feminine. So therefore, she's so busy doing her part. And I love it the way it levels it off, telling you all the things. She is like a merchant ship. She bringeth the food from far. Y'all just don't get this. And I'm going to pull off of this because I know you don't get it because I feel it. But she consider a field and she buy it. You see? This is a Proverbs 31 is Yah showing all of us females and you males that this was the way that Yah had intended it. So he had to step into Proverbs 31 and show up and show out. How did he show up and show out? Let me see who in live chat. How did Yah show up and show out who he is in Proverbs 31? And that's why when you get women talking about Proverbs 31, leave those sick women alone, women, because they want to think, make you think they know something and they don't know nothing. Because a Proverbs 31 does not rest upon them in this day and time. It was what Yah created in the beginning. It's not what you are today, because your tail ain't worth a dime today. Okay? That's why he got to clean your nasty tail up when he gets you on the other side. So stop claiming to have it all nailed down because you've been on here 20, 30, 40 years. You's a fool, you're going to live a fool and you're going to die one. Because you got things that's heading your way that you have no idea that you ain't going to even be able to handle. While you running around here calling yourself a Proverbs 31 and these ignorant men got you thinking you supposed to be that after they done strip you from your creative position as a feminine spirit of Yah. So, what was that question? The question was, she seek wool and flax and work it willingly with her hands. She is like a merchant's ship. She bring her food from far. You see, women out there, how Yah intend for you to live, to carry yourself. He's giving you the example. How is he giving you the example? That's the question I asked. And I know I ain't going to get the answer, so I'm going to have to give the answer. Because I really want to say that. I need to say that. Because this lesson is so powerful, and I know I'm going to be in spoken and gone. And it's going to be those who's coming back a day, a month, a year from now, or years. Pick this up and say, this is what I've been looking for all these years. Because that's how powerful this information is. This is what you call food for the spirit. Understanding the knowledge. That's good. But what Yah is saying is this. I want you all to understand this is the way I created her in my feminine image. These are the things she should have been doing. So I want to let you know, by letting you know this, what a Proverbs 31 is, you can see why the world is off course and out of order. This is why. Woman never been in her place she was created. And this is why Judah and Israel been in the situation they've been in since back in Genesis with Pharaoh. Because they never did right. They never did right. Then here this man gonna come up to me, he gonna say, but what about when it says the forefathers? Why is it always saying the forefathers? Why is it, I don't know who said it out there. Why is it always saying the forefathers? Why is it always saying the forefathers and not saying the foremothers? It's because that's showing you he's been warning them since the book of Genesis. You can see the forefathers sin way back in Leviticus. Let me put it like they said in Torah, all up in Torah. All up in Torah. He's warning the feminine, the masculine men. He's warning them. He knows that they've been doing these things. And that's when I told the guy, he was like, wow. So I pulled it up in Leviticus 26 in verse 40, 41, 42, and 43. And he read that. He said, wow. So he's been talking to men for a long time. Yes, because he knew you stole her identity. And that's why everything, households is out of order. Children are out of order. Homes are out of order. Families are out of order. Because the order in which he created he and her, them, to have the dominion was taken from her. So that wiped everything out of order. Why? Because he gave them his image. And when he wanted woman, he gave the woman his feminine part. When he wanted Adam, he gave him the masculine part. And he let them go on in their flesh. What is this window saying? Let me cut this here off. So therefore, he created them in a way. And before it can even get started, when you look up the word bone in Hebrew, it's going back to the strength. Woman is connected to spiritual strength, y'all. That's sad, ain't it? Virtue is connected to the feminine part of strength. So when he took Adam's rear, he took strength out of Adam to put into woman. Why? So they can balance crazy people. So they can be balanced. Be balanced. How is they going to be balanced? According to the way heaven had orchestrated them to be balanced. Y'all, everything he did, he balanced it. Well, what do you mean by that? Neither one of y'all can answer that, can you? No, you can't. What do he mean balance? You took a rib from him. And when we look up rib, it means strength and might. So what was you giving her? Strength and might? Yes! To be balanced. What did they need to be balanced for? Why did woman need to be balanced with man? Genesis 1 and verse 26. And y'all said, let us make man in our image and in our likeness. And let them, do you see the word them? Them. He already knew he was going to make two different people, male and female. He already knew it. He said, and let them have what? Dominion. So to have dominion, you have to be what? Balanced in your purpose. It was meant for them to be balanced together. Because everything he gave into a man, he gave into a man. Everything he gave into a woman, he gave into a woman. And he said, when you come together, which is a mystery, you become one in the flesh to do the will that is righteous. But when you take what he balanced, man end up with strength and might. Wait a minute, Deborah. I want to take from Adam a rib, which represents strength and might, and I want to give it to woman. Why, Father? Y'all? Why? Because I want her to be balanced with him. Side by side, balance. So when she's weak, he's strong. When he's weak, she's strong. She do this, he do that. She do this, he do that. That's what Proverbs 31 is telling y'all. Now, this is why I be trying to tell you who the I am is. Only he can do that. He's the only one that can pull up and give you Proverbs 31 like that. To show you, I'm telling you that I got a feminine part teaching the masculine. In the world today, a woman can't teach a man nothing. You see how foolish they have taught you all. You're supposed to keep your mouth closed. That's why, because they stole your identity, your spiritual creative position, and made themselves them. All of it. Him. Instead of being them. They done messed it up from the floor up, y'all. And that's why I try to tell y'all it's over. Ain't nobody coming to fix this for y'all. Ain't nobody coming to make it right for you. Y'all gonna give you food for the spirit from his own servant. You either take it or leave it and get somewhere and sit down. Because everybody on this roller coaster thing that, oh, it ain't that serious. It ain't spirit. It ain't got nothing to do with spirit. You go head on. Getting so bad, they sit here waiting for some other God to come. Antioch and all that old ignorant mess. I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all never paid any attention to it. I know you didn't. Didn't y'all see about 8 months ago, they were so high on aliens, fallen angels, fallen angels, and what else? Giants. You don't hear nothing else about it, do you? See what I'm saying? And you had all these Negroes on this devil platform wearing that thing out. And they didn't even have any power nor meaning behind it. They was trying to get you to not see what day we were in. Even to today, many of them got y'all not seeing what day we are in. We are in that day. And they don't want you to see the day in which we are in. They got you seeing the dark. And you thinking the dark is the light. They got you thinking the knowledge of man, robots and AI. And they got your stupid tails away from the knowledge in which Yah said shall increase, which is spiritual knowledge. And that's why no one can listen to Sister Deborah. That's why no one can hear it, because Yah weighed that thing already. He didn't weigh that thing. I like that. He didn't separate the tare from the wheat. You don't need the wheat. You don't need the tare in your midst. So stay low. Stay low. So as in Proverbs 31, it tells you how she bring food from far. She raised also while it is yet night, and give meat to her house and a portion to her maid. Look at all this that feminine woman is doing. You want me to tell you what y'all said to me right now? Tell them that's what he created you to have those abilities to be able to do all that. When he took that rib out of him, he gave him the strength and the might so you can carry a child 9 months, go through the labor pain, the birthing pain, and even go through their death as something that you won't see men go through. They can't go through having a baby live to be 13 and die. Only the woman weep and moan. The men live and go on. All these seeds coming from them, they live and go on their way. They could care less. It's not in them, even though it was in them. Because once you all pull up as one, he's supposed to feel this thing like you feel it. But because he stole your identity and they smeared you with it and told the people that Eve did this, Eve did it because of a woman, and they ate it up from the floor up. And right here today, y'all telling you Proverbs 31 is checking you women, letting you know that's where you're supposed to be. So now this is what he said. So now I got to pull up. I pulled up on y'all in Proverbs 31 to let y'all see that I am a creator that is a spirit. I have female, feminine, and I have masculine image of who my spirit is. This is how I rumble. This is not you. This is who you're supposed to be. But your identity was lost way back in Genesis. So it's no way you can reach this destiny. It's no way. You see? But when the Holy Spirit comes, you can find your place in 31. whether it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways that he's speaking of, you'll find your way. Why? Because now the Holy Spirit, which is feminine and masculine, pulls up and show you yourself in Proverbs 31. Are you going to be able to master it? No, because only the Ruach, the Holy Spirit of Yah himself, this is him for Proverbs 31. That's why he's speaking. He's the I am. He's switching from the feminine to the masculine to the feminine. Now, why is he telling you all these things that she's doing when she was supposed to be telling her masculine son not to do this, not to do drink, not to do this, don't mess with these women, don't do mess with these. But then you all of a sudden start talking about all about a woman, even showing you a woman can raise a man, a male, because that was the will of the Father. He knew that the women would be left with the children. He said, I'm doing a new thing in the earth. Women shall compress a man. See, y'all don't want to take him at his word. And the men get mad at you and don't want to have nothing to do with you and look at you all cockeyed and cross-eyed and up-eyed and down-eyed because you said something. Those are people who are serpent seeds, you guys. When men do not support what Sister Deborah said, they are strictly serpent seeds in clear view. Because what I'm saying right here gives Yah the glory and not me. It's telling you how he rumbled. For him to pull up on Proverbs 31, a virtuous woman, and say, who can find? Who are you talking to? He's talking to somebody, but he's using himself to speak to us. And we still don't get it. And then it says, she's considered a field and buy it with the fruit of her hands. She planted a vineyard. Now look at all this stuff this woman is doing. Yah is showing us what he had birthed, created us to be having the ability to do. But now he pull up in as the Holy Spirit telling us in the Holy Spirit is both entity, feminine and masculine. And that's what Proverbs 31 is displaying. Don't claim it if you don't have the Holy Spirit, because that's the only way you can claim Proverbs 31 is to have his spirit and identify his spirit to be the Proverbs 31. Okay. In verse 18, she perceived that her merchant is good. Her candle goeth not. Her candle goeth not out at night. Now listen to that, y'all. She perceived that her merchants is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She's nonstop, y'all. Her light shines 24/24. Or I missed 17. Verse 17 says, she geared her loins with strength and the strengthened her arms. You see that? So if you really believe that's you, it's not you. They stole your identity. They keep you from reaching this destiny of Proverbs 31. So Yah pulled up to show you, this is the way I created you women. I know it ain't who you are, but I wanted to just let y'all know I created you real good. Real good. You just stupid and not even wanting to know. Ignorant. You rather hear the men tell you to shut up, wrap your head. We ruler, we king, we leader. Verse 19, she laid her hands to spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. But listen to this. It talks about the strength. She's learned with strength and her strength in her arms. You see right there, y'all? And I'm going to mess with you now. Do y'all see right there where it's talking about her strength? And she strengthened her arms. That was the bone he took from Adam to put into her. Look up bone in Hebrew. It means strengthened and might. So when they run around here, oh, he took a bone out of her and made him woman. No. They lied on all of that, baby. Even her being the one that was talking to the serpent. Let me check y'all, because y'all ain't heard this here, and Sister Deborah taught this a while back. But let me check y'all right quick. When you heard serpent communicating with Eve, Eve said what y'all didn't say. So how is it that we didn't have the sense to see that they messed it up so bad they forgot to take certain things out that y'all didn't say to Adam? How did Eve say it? Y'all told Adam that you are not to eat. See, they shouldn't have put eat because it wasn't about eating. But God said you're not supposed to eat the tree out from the tree of good and evil. When they said Eve was communicating with Satan, he said we can't eat, nor can we touch. What did Eve get touched from when y'all did not say to Adam to touch? He said to not eat. Man went in it and made it his way. Smeared it up and smeared it down. And we've been living that lie all this time. But that's why I'm grateful, y'all. I'm grateful for what he says. In the end days, that which is in the dark shall come to the light. How it's coming? Through knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, to know that this is how it has been. They just been lying. But what did they do? So what? I'd rather believe they lied than to believe what they say in the day. That's the mindset of people. That's why you got Israel and Judah, 92% of them out of 100, 92% of them have no idea of their identity. Mm-hmm. So that right there should tell you a lot. And I know that went over your head, but that there alone should tell you a lot about your own nation, your own people, how far gone they are. Like I've been telling y'all in Deuteronomy 28, they gone. So as I look here, I think about when it says she stretched out her hand to the poor. Yea, she stretched forth her hand to the needy. See the things that the feminine part was responsible for? And Yah is showing it to us. So that means we missed out a lot. Now, when it said that, that's me all over again. Since I was a little girl, all the way up until I'm an adult. That's my heart, is to be that type of person, helping the homeless, the feeding, and the needy. That has always been me. And the thing about, like I was telling this man today, it ain't what you say. You think y'all gonna judge you, because a lot of people thinking because I don't say nothing and I don't talk and I don't do this or what, he ain't gonna judge me. Yes, baby, he judging you from the kingdom, not from the earth. So you run around here and act a fool if you wanna, or be humbled, or be whatever you want. Y'all got your number from the kingdom, not from the earth. That's why them babies, ain't no such thing as babies going to go into the kingdom. No. You're going to have babies in the kingdom, but it's going to be what the kingdom signed them to, not what you want to say they signed them to. These ignorant people talking about dogs going to heaven. How's dogs going to the heavens when he told you? They are flesh eaters and blood liquor. What spirit of Yah do they have? That's the sickness of this world. It's off course. The whole world is off. No, I didn't say where it says the whole earth is off course. That's why you see a dog trying to hump on a chicken. It don't make sense. What are you doing? Where are you going with that? But see, people ain't got sense enough to see this stuff and say, wait a minute, something wrong with this. It's something wrong with human beings going up, picking up maneuver of a dog. Nobody see. They made right, wrong, and wrong, right. Nobody see nothing wrong with it. Nobody see nothing wrong with humans making animals humans and making humans less than human. And then they wonder why the Europeans treat them the way they treat them. Oh, they call us less than human, but what are you doing? You treating the blood liquor flesh eater like a human, and then when a human walk up to you and say, give me $1, get away from me. I ain't giving you nothing. That's the mindset. And again, I like to say, I'm so glad he already had everything wrote in and wrote out. And then he says in verse 23, her husband is known in the gates. He's known when he sitteth among the elders of the land. He's known. What is he known of? Do y'all know? Y'all still don't get it, do you? I'm going to say right here. Watch this here. Verse 23. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth amongst the elders of the land. What is he known of? I'm going to wait a minute. What is it that says the husband is known? Can nobody answer it? Nobody can answer it, huh? I guess not. That makes sense to me. It says in verse 23, Proverbs 31 and verse 23, her husband is known in the gates. Okay? Yes, very good. Wonderful. Thank you, babies. Thank you, baby. I love you. Thank you. Because of her. Thank you. I appreciate that. That is exactly the answer. He's only known based on her. He's only known based on her. Wait a minute, Father, y'all. You pulling up kind of deep here now. You mean you finna show us in the spiritual realm of your image a female, a feminine part, and a masculine part. You showing us how the masculine part is look good because of and represented good because what? The feminine part. Why? Because the way he created was them to work as one. And where he sit, everybody see them working as one. Let's go to Proverbs 12. In Proverbs 12 and verse 4. Now, we will go back to Proverbs 31. Let's read that. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth amongst the elders of the land. When they see him and her. Because of her, he's known. Not that he ain't nobody, but that's showing you how Yah is showing you they are one in this. And all the things she has ability to do, everybody admire him in the gates. That's how he got known, because he is oneness with his one wife. And when they see a oneness like that, it makes them famous. Now, in Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 4, let's read. Watch what it says. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. So when he sits at the gate amongst the elders, he's wearing a crown because of her. Listen to what it says. Proverbs 12 and verse 4. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is a roughness in his bone. But see how the virtuous woman, which we talk about Proverbs 31, which is a virtuous woman, she's a what? A crown to her husband head. Her husband. She is a crown to her husband. So when he's sitting in the gate, he's proud. Because on his head, y'all, is a crown that represent he got a wife that fulfill and make him whole. You see what I'm saying? This is how Yah created it at the beginning. He knew that that's the way he wanted it. And he just came back with Proverbs to try to get us really lining up. But you can see the lies put in it because they had to throw something in to throw you off. And they did an excellent 100 excellent job doing it. When they turned around and said the words of the king, Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. He's telling the prophecy that his mother taught him. Do you see how that's out of order? I want any and anyone to pull up who he is, and you'll find out that person don't exist. It's going to blow your mind. So what do? We pull up the Ruach, put him there. Because the only one can do all this is the Ruach. And he's showing you both sides, masculine and feminine. He's showing you the role that feminine plays in the masculine. That's why the man sitting back among the elders with his crown on, which is his wife, a virtuous woman. But do you hear the men preaching that and teaching that? They ain't gonna teach it like that. But they don't understand that it's because of Yah. It's because of Yah showing it and revealing it so we can get an understanding of what it was in Genesis 1 that we were robbed of. And Israel and Judah walk around here like they the innocent. They never been innocent, y'all. Because if anybody should have got it right, it should have been Israel and Judah. They never had it right, child. They didn't have to live like this. They did it. They lied. They covered up. They wanted the power and the control, just like the wicked and evil. They wanted idol gods. They didn't want to do what Yah's son, Moses, Abraham, none of them want to do right. So, and then verse, let me see what time I got. Okay. And in verse 24, she make it fine linen and sell it and deliver girdlets unto the merchant. Now she's making money. She's making clothes. She's waking up, being the first one up, being the last one down. She's doing all of this. And these no good men would sit and tell you, we want a virtuous woman. This does not even tell you even entitled to this. Why? Because you stole her identity from the beginning. So what makes you think you entitled to a virtuous woman when you robbed her of her identity from the beginning? So the man asked me again, why is it he keeps saying the forefathers? So what I did, I took him. I took him all the way home to what they call Torah. And as he read, he realized the Creator been talking to me since the beginning. Yes, because he knew they stole the identity. Before the foundation of the world, he created it, and he knew that they would steal it and make it the way they wanted to make it. So when we thinking we ahead of him and we doing something that he don't know about and he don't know, baby, let me tell you something. Everything is for his name's sake. Everything is going based on his will. For his name's sake, not for yours, but for his. So as he was talking about it, and he was saying that that's the reason probably why. That's why he said he would visit the children of the fathers, as if the children only had the father. What was he dealing with? Where he hid the seeds. See, the seeds were in the father. So he's not holding mama accountable. He's holding the one he gave the seeds to. So not only did they steal the feminine part of woman, they stole the lives of the children of his own seed. He done away with them. Even if he masturbated, he threw them away. But then talk about how women aborted. If a woman abort a child, that's one child. If you have your sperms and you're ejaculating or you're masturbating, you're destroying millions of seeds. See, they don't think that this is why you need to shut up, females. This is why you need to keep quiet. Why do you think you can go from one end of the Bible to the end and you won't see nobody saying that? But Paul, because he was frustrated because they were in the church arguing. The men were. And he said, women, keep quiet. Don't speak in the church. Because there's too much chaos already in here. These men fighting about, I'm the prophet, I'm the prophet, I'm the pastor, I'm the pastor. That's what they were doing. Even like they do today. And when they get in position, what do? And it's not talking about T.D. Jakes and Eddie Long. It's deeper than them, y'all. It's been deeper than them. Why? Because the whole earth is off course. What course are they off? The one Yah created in the beginning. How about that? How about that? That's what course is off. And a lot of people will bypass the dominion being them because they found a way to take her from the dominion, to take her away from the order of feminine and masculine coming into oneness. And then he turned around and said, and guess what, y'all? That's a secret. No, he didn't say it's a secret. He said, that's a mystery. And here today, you ain't gonna get nobody to understand the mystery. That's why he said in Revelation chapter 10, to understand the mystery, it's gonna take my prophets, the servant, to because they're the only one I given it to. So all these pastors, y'all running y'all tails behind, all these teachers on these platforms, all these people who said, I'm prophet, I'm prophetess, I'm Maureen, I'm seer, I'm watchman, I'm bishop, I'm priest. Not a priest today can teach you what I can teach you, nor reveal to you what Yah has in the knowledge that he's spilling in this end days. They can't. Why? Because Yah see from heaven that they the one messed everything out of order. That's how the earth got out of order. So what happened? Women, I'm going to tell y'all, I think the women also kind of, even to today, even when they started that Hebrew Israelite mess, I think women it messed up anyway, because even to today, we put them higher than we should ever. We put them on up too high, not way too high, and not even understand they were, Yah did not place them, but he used his permissive will to let it go according to his righteous will. Because if it's not a dark, there can't be light. If it's not a light, there can't be dark. So there got to be a permissive will and a will, a righteous will. Because it's all got to line up to, for what? His name's sake. It's no, what did Sister Deborah was telling y'all? It's no turning back. That's why he said, I'm not coming to make the crooked straight. If it's already crooked, it's going to stay crooked when he comes. See, we thinking that everything's going to be okay and we're going to be okay and he's going to come this and he's going to be this, going to be this, he's going to do. No, he ain't. He's coming for people, y'all. And I truly believe even to today, I don't care if I don't make it. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that loud and clear. I don't care if I don't make it. As long as my most high righteous ones make it in. And if I'm not included, so what? I'm going to keep teaching and speaking everything he gives me, whether I make it in or not. Because ain't nothing he do out of order for it's righteous. Everything is falling for his name's sake in order. You all, I had a daughter. I had a daughter that I told you I went to. Oh, y'all, somebody, you know what? I'm going to have to pray on this, y'all. I'm going to have to really keep praying on this. And I heard my daughter was telling me about how things seem like it's just working so well for my family, for my kids. No, it ain't. Y'all are out of order. Just because y'all think y'all having a good time in life, ain't nothing in order. She went over there. Her whole thing was, I'm thinking she fulfilling her dream And that was, that was the only thing she had left on her want-to-do list. And she ain't nothing but 21 years old, was to go to South Korea. My daughter goes out, and I've told her over and over that you have to change your attitude. I can't explain who did it. Twice in Atlanta, Georgia, from when she was 8 and when she was 10. I don't know who did, but for her to try out for Miss America, Miss Georgia. And we knew that she didn't. We knew that I didn't. We didn't know where this was coming from, but it did it when she was 8 and when she was 10. Let me tell you something, y'all. I followed her, and she made it. But when it got to her to step in it, I saw her attitude was rotten. I canceled that bad boy out. When she was 8 and when she was 10. Yes, is that what she wanted to do? Yeah, but I canceled it, and I let her know. Until you get your attitude together, I'm not supporting this mess. She went on to China, and I'm not to China, to South Korea. And she left Texas, came home, went to South Korean. And do you all know that my daughter has been talking to, let me show it to you. A fake. Can y'all see the word? A fake. Fake. Over there. That's his home. But because of the war, he been over here. Y'all, it's so deep. So she went over there and he foot everything. I mean, when I say foot everything, he had photographers in Dallas, Texas. He had photographers in South Korea booked for when she get over there. And I ain't gonna even tell y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all the name, because when she told me that, and it's one of the powerful names over there, and I'm like, said, oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. So she wants me. Look what she did. Let me show y'all. This is her dream, y'all. But I'm gonna show you something. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna show each one. This one was in Dallas, Texas. Oh, I don't know if y'all can see it. Let me see if I can. Oh my goodness, I can't show it, because you can't really see it. Wait a minute. Let me try on this side. See if it's not gonna let me show it. Oh wow. So you're all not gonna be able to see it. Wait a minute, let me try it again. Let me see if I can do it. You can barely see it. That's Dallas. That's Dallas, Texas. Oh, I can't even show it. It's the light that's shining on it. I don't know if y'all can see it. Come on here. That's Dallas, Texas. That's Texas. Wait till you ain't seen nothing. I'm going to try to show it to you. Wait a minute. Let me see how. Check this one out. Oh, it's not going to even let me. Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Let me see if I can. Look what this here photographer had her. There she go, right there. She's standing on a live horse. Y'all see her? Can you see her? That's her. Standing on a live horse. That's in Dallas, Texas. That's the photographer. I'm just going to show y'all a couple of pictures. That's her in Dallas, Texas, standing on a live horse. You see that? She's standing on a horse, y'all. What photographer would do that? Like I was telling her, she said to me, she said, your portfolio, which I did, I got a whole, probably 1,000 pictures when I used to take her portfolio. And it's just, to me, mine's out top all of theirs. This is what they did in Korea. This guy, you see this name? You see this name? Arranged a photographer in South Korea. That's one of the pictures they took. That's one of the pictures they took. Now, I don't have any good ones, but I'm just showing y'all. This is what they took of her in South Korea. South Korean. I don't like that. You see? Now I'm going to show you one more. And another thing, the picture she sent me, I said, you need your butt whooped because none of these pictures look good to me. She just bust out laughing and said, laugh out loud. I said, I don't like none of them. Here she is again. This will be the last one. It's a lot of them, but none of them look good to me. There she is again. That's in South Korea. Now this person, can you see it? Here it is in this one. Now, this is the problem Sister Deborah had. When she was 8 years old, I took her to take a portfolio. The photographer could not believe that she knew how to pose. She's been knowing, I'm gonna be honest. It's almost like she was created to just do that, to model, to pose. Honestly, y'all. I mean, since she was a young girl, and they get a kick out of it. So she's telling me today that everywhere she go, everybody trying to figure out how she learned to move that way. She was born with the gift for that. But the way she's going about it, I don't care for it at all. I don't care for it all. She already in magazines and taking pictures for people all over the place. I said, girl, you know that this is what I taught her throughout time. Don't do that. So she does the opposite what I tell her not to do. So her brother asked her, I thought you was going to fulfill your dream in South Korea. But this young guy, that one I showed y'all, fell in love with her. And they've been talking since they were in high school. Not the high school. They don't go to high school together. They met each other online and been talking. Now, I'm finding this out 3 days ago. And I'm sitting listening, and he's supposed to be head for her, and she's supposed to be in head over heels for him. And I explained to him, this is what you call puppy love. All it is and feelings. Ain't nothing even real to it. It's going to come and go. That's what I explained to her. And what did I do? I used my own example. I used my own example of the puppy love that I had. And my daughter said, but mama, you and him still get along. I sure do. Do we go out? Nope. But we always get along. It's always within, every year we talk, but we remembered each other way back when we was a freshman in high school. Okay. He was a young man that my mother and father really liked. But it wasn't nothing real, y'all. It was just a feeling. It was just oh, I'm in love. I'm going to get married. And I was explaining it to her, my experience. And she enjoyed my experience because she got the chance to meet him. And she got the chance to see what he looked like. She was talking about how nice he looked, even in his elderly years. And then she saw the pictures of him and I when we was in high school. And she was like, oh, these look so good. I mean, I'm telling you. And it was like, when I brought up him as my puppy love, it was never, it wasn't real. It was real because the feelings and emotion was all over the place, but outside of that. So I'm telling her about him. And then when she gave me the name and told me where the name come from, she didn't tell me what the name come from. She just told me the name. And when she told me that, I said, wait a minute now. And it's hard because I told her really she don't have any business even talking to him. I know y'all probably said, Deborah, you shouldn't have told her that, but I did tell her that. You it's like you're talking to your enemy. And the sad part is what I also learned, that the young people go to school to be taught their religion over there, to believe it their way. Ain't no woman got no seed. My daughter knew that. She knew I taught her that Bible. But what happened is they teach theirs their way and they can't seem to come up out of it. Now, me, myself, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm going to tell y'all this. Throughout my life, I see Israel and Judah half-cocked all over the place. They don't know their left from their right. Because when they go into Genesis, and I forgot something, y'all. I forgot something. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. Oh, y'all, I forgot something. I forgot to tell y'all. Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. But when I forgot what I was saying. I'm so excited about Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. And where's she at? Let me see if you get this one here, sister. All right. Okay. Now, I don't think that you know what, y'all? I just told her the truth. I said it ain't nothing real. You know, paying for. I mean, he paying for airline. He paying for, and guess how old he is? 21. If y'all see her, and I wouldn't show those pictures. And I told her, you ain't got no business taking these type of pictures. Now, you all would say, Deborah, but she don't have her clothes off or anything. But I just don't. I knew when I was doing her portfolio, I wasn't allowing that type of nonsense. I wasn't allowing. Allowing pictures like that. I was taking pictures, but I wasn't. Let me go somewhere right quick. Right. Taking pictures like that. I wasn't. Your body, and I told her. But no, she keep on going that route, and I'm just like, okay, I told you, I don't let me have to get on these knees. He'll freeze your tail. You'll never take a picture a day in your life. Keep messing with me. Keep messing with me if you want to. Keep on. I had to explain to her today. Y'all really think y'all living on y'all time? Y'all living on my prayers. Because there's no way the things that y'all doing that y'all think y'all getting away with something. Now, y'all would say, when your kids is the best of the best in the world. What are you talking about? It got to line up with what is righteous. You see what I'm saying? She took some pictures at this young man's parents' house where he sent her tickets to go to his family house to meet his parents. And when he sent for her, guess what? He had a photographer, a professional photographer there. A professional. And you know what the young man also did? He got hooked up with a system. You know how they do. They power. He got her hooked up with a system and typed her a contract where she don't need where she would never need a manager. Because she want to it's called something she won't do it on her, the modeling herself. He typed one 4-page. She gave me a copy. Just so I can look through it. And let me show y'all, let me show you what I mean. But let me tell y'all, let's go to Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. Y'all, I'm excited about this, chapter 3 and verse 15. Why? Because what is here is actually what he was dealing with me on. And it felt so good. It felt so good. It felt so good because it felt really good because I didn't think, or I didn't know, y'all. I truly didn't know. Let's go to Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15. In Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, you're going to notice something. Watch this. Verse 15, I would put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Tell me, anybody, can you tell me what is being said? Anybody, tell me, break that down. Oh, you ain't gonna be able to. I'm sorry. I apologize. You can't break that down. That's too deep. Let me go and tell you what it says. What does that say? Okay. In Genesis chapter 15, I did not, chapter 3 and verse 15. In Genesis chapter 3 and verse 15, I learned something. I just learned this today, y'all. I just learned this today. He said, Deborah, I need you to go back. Since you're going to go back into this feminine and this masculine, let me take you where it's at. And I said, I'm in trouble? No, just come on. You didn't know it was there? That's why I'm grateful that he takes out time to teach me. Do you think if I thought I knew it all, really, honestly, that he would take out time to teach me? Since you want to know it all? No, he teaches me because he knows that I ain't a person that really deep down in me think I know it all. So when he brought this up, I said, only you can do that. Only you can do that. I can't do that. You can do that. Listen to what he did. Here in Revelation, here in Genesis 3 and 15, he's showing me something about the woman. Now he says enmity between thee, which is the serpent seed, and the female, the feminine individual. So he's telling Satan, I'm going to put something between you and the feminine individual. Now watch this here. And between thy seed, who is thy seed? Satan's seed, and her seed. There go her. Her is matching the woman seed, which is what? Feminine. Which is feminine. Watch this here. And it shall bruise, and it shall bruise. No. It shall bruise thy head. Whose head? The serpent seed. It's his head. The feminine part is going to bruise Satan's head. Seed, head. Which part? The feminine. Watch this here. And thou shalt bruise his heel. The masculine part. What the Most High just did is taught us that my seed that's coming down is going to be feminine and masculine together. They're going to be working together. My seed that I'm sending down, that spiritual born of the Spirit, it's going to be feminine and it's going to be masculine, working one mission in the Spirit. That's why you see it shall bruise thy head, Satan, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Now, where is woman? You see? That's the seed. The woman's seed, now her seed, and the intimacy, which is hate, is going to be dividing the serpent seed and the woman's seed. Okay? These are the spiritual seeds, y'all. I know y'all missed that. Y'all don't see it. The woman's seed in 15 is her seed. And that which is going to have the strength to crush the serpent head, it's going to be his. No, he said, no, watch this here. Verse, and thou shalt bruise his heel. So the masculine part of the spiritual one, heel, is going to be bruised. So how did it take it out of the feminine to the masculine? The female to the male. Because Yah's spiritual seed is feminine and it is masculine. So if you ever look at Genesis chapter 3 and 15, it doesn't make any sense until you're able to see it in spirit and truth. And it says the woman and between the serpent seed and her seed. But when it get down to bruise it, it shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Satan is going to be after the one that holds the spiritual seed, the masculine part. That's the part he's coming after, the heel of the masculine part of individuals who has the Holy Spirit. You see what I'm saying? Again, he's showing you this is not about creating him and her and him and calling them if I didn't mean them to work together. Even my seed, those that I send down, they're going to have both parts, feminine and masculine, because they are my seed. You see? So somewhere along the line, we missed it. We never looked at the fact that his heel, but her seed. You see? It doesn't make sense. So what they did is they said that the woman and her seed is the Messiah. No, baby. Before the Messiah came, go to Matthew chapter 1 and look at all the generation that came before Yeshua came. All the generation that came, because it's not fair. They went 99, all of them went to turmoil, and everything Yeshua went through, they went through too. So we can't just say that, oh, this is talking about the Messiah crushing the serpent head. No, you can't. And I don't care what you go back to Revelation and get. You can't grip that and connect it to that, because there were seeds before the Messiah. There were seeds before. Spiritual seeds came down before Yeshua came down. And how did we get from there, from the beginning to that time when the Messiah came. Satan was after every seed that represents Yah's spirit. He was after their heels because their heels hold the steps that Yah has ordered in their lives. And here today, 99.9 don't know what the rats behind I'm talking about. But if you ever look at Genesis 3 and verse 15, you'll see how it switches up to woman, her, and then says his heel. The one that's going to be bruised will be his heel, because those spiritual seeds, it's going to have to handle the serpent seeds. That's why Moses and all of them went through so much. That's why all the prophets got killed. That's why most of the apostles, not all of them, got murdered. Most of them, 99% of them, I think it was. You see? Because they went through before Yeshua went through. Not the apostles, but those that came. Look at John the Baptist. Came to lead the way. You see? We can't just say that he's not included. He's included in that. These are the seeds that he put intimacy between them. The righteous is going to hate wicked and evil going to hate the righteous. That's just it. That's what that was saying. It wasn't talking to a lot of people. All the churches teach that that's the Messiah crushing the serpent head. No, that's not what he's saying here. He knew he sent his seeds way before the Messiah. And all of them just about got killed. All of them went through. Look at Moses and dealing with these people. Jeremiah, Ezekiel. Just look at all of them. Be way before Messiah. Too many lost their lives for us to just overlook the fact that they wasn't the seed. And when you get to Matthew chapter 1, then you see where he got the seeds listed. And he called them the generations of Yeshua HaMashiach, because they came before him. And you'll see where all of them are at. But when you learn who their names are, when you look up all of their names, you can hear you can hear their heavenly calling from the kingdom. The names that they get, the meanings of their names tell you they came from the heaven. Oh yes, it tells you they came from the heaven. Everyone in Matthew's 1, list them all from Bozak to all of them. And it'll tell you what their name was in the kingdom, what it means in the kingdom. And then you'll see that these people were the seeds that came before the Messiah. Okay? Anybody have any questions? I think that's it for me tonight. Anybody have any questions? It's open. If anybody have any questions, or maybe even have answers. Anybody have questions, or even anyone has answers? So I wanted to share that Genesis 3 and 15 because you pointed it out to me this morning and showing me the seeds, those that are born of the Spirit. Okay, carries both feminine and masculine, because Yah is feminine and masculine. His spirit is. So if you carry it, you carry both. And those that are of the serpent seed is of the serpent seed. And those that are of the spiritual seed are the spiritual seed that Yah sent down to represent him. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you tuning in. And I appreciate you coming and joining me this evening. And I hope you got something out of it. If you didn't, I still did. And I give all praise and glory to the Most High Yah. And I say unto you, Shalom and Shalom.